You still remember what collocation? You can check your note if you like to. Kezia, perhaps could you help Salma? Do you still remember what collocation? We already discussed this on the previous meeting, right?
Collocation tuh gabungan dua kata.
Very good. Could you give me an example? Give us an example.
Kayak uh,
Mm-hmm.
fully aware.
Yeah, fully aware. Another example?
Terus, bentar.
Okay. So what is it? Still remember?
Uh, regular schedule.
A regular schedule, regular size, right? Yeah, those kind of things. All right. And today we are going to continue our discussion on collocation, part two. As I promised, I'm going to introduce you to something that we call as common collocation. Collocation yang sering muncul ya, the common collocation. And after that, I'm going to introduce you to one of a simple material but essential or important for you to know. Is it called as compound adjective? Okay, compound adjective. All right, to begin with, let's go to the next slide, okay? All right, as usual, we are going to practice listening, okay, to help you out, increasing your skill on your listening. The topic that we are going to talk about is talk about music genre. Okay, we are going to talk about music genre. So the listening practice will have this theme, music genre. But before that, look at this. I've got phrases. I've got 5 phrases which can help you out to understand the listening activity. Okay, so let's discuss this together. What you need to do is try to match the phrase here with the meaning. Okay, let's start number 1 from Kezia. I've got a phrase which has a meaning means to obtain something. What phrase is it, Kezia? Could you guess?
Dan maaf, obtain itu artinya apa?
Huh?
Obtain itu artinya
Obtain to
apa?
get. It's just the same thing with get. Mendapatkan, to get.
Eh, bentar.
Mhm.
Get your hand on.
Oh, get your hand on. Okay, let's try it. Okay, Hersel means that something should get prize or recognition. What do you think?
Back then,
Back then, this one. Okay, that's fine. Salma means something has been known for a long time.
been around,
Excuse me? Been
around.
around. Okay, let's go back to Kezia. Means previously or at the time in the past.
Harusnya itu back then gak sih?
Okay, back then. So what do you think about this? Means that something should get prize or recognition.
Deserve credit.
Deserve credit. All right, so the last one will be going on. Refers to things that are happening in life. Okay, let's check. Ah, very nice. So, guys, please remember that you will hear this kind of phrase on your listening later. So, you need to know the meaning to help you out understand the listening. Get your hand on means that to obtain something. Jadi kalau kamu ingin mendapatkan sesuatu, to get something gitu ya, boleh lebih gayanya kalian bilang get your hand on gitu ya. Eh, kalau misalkan kamu pengen dapat nilai baik, kamu harus berusaha. If you want to get a good score, get your hand on gitu ya. Ayo berusaha, get it something gitu. Deserve credit itu means that something should get prize. Prize itu dihargai atau dipuji. For example, Salma get 100 on math test, for example. She deserve credit. Salma dapat nilai 100 nih. Dan dia harus dapat kredit pujian gitu ya, atau recognition. Been around artinya means something has been known for a long time. Jadi it apa ya? Dikenal, sudah dikenal lama. Do you know Spider-Man? Ah, he's been around. Gitu ya. Artinya ya dari dulu dia memang udah terkenal, Spider-Man, been around. Back then, to show something that happened before the time being. Jadi untuk ngomongin sesuatu hal yang sudah lewat dari waktu sekarang. Gitu ya. Kalau be going on refers to things that are happening in life. How was your life? Ya, it's be going on. Gitu lah. Ya, hidup saya gini-gini aja sih. Gitu ya. So, all these phrases will help you out. Now, let's go back to this. Do you have the file with you? This file? Okay. Could you open it? Because we are going to use this. There are 10 questions. And I do believe that you already read the question. I will give you 5 minutes. 5 minutes. 1 minute to read all the question and also the answer. Try to understand it first. If there is any question or words that you don't know, you can ask me. Okay, so I give you 1 minute. Try to read. If you find any difficult words, just let me know. Okay, have you read it? Okay, Salma, is there any words or phrase that you don't know the meaning? Or you repeat all things? Anything difficult here, Salma? Do you find any difficulties on the words? No? Do you have any unfamiliar words in here? If you find it, you can ask me before we start the listening. Is it wrap up? Okay. Okay, Salma? Okay, Hersel? Okay. All right. So if there is no difficult word, we are going to start the listening. So what you are going to do, I will play the audio as usual and try to answer the question, okay? And I will play the audio two times only. All right? So concentrate and listen it carefully. Now let's check the audio. Can you hear this one? Wait.
Julian, tell me, do you have any type of favorite music?
Could you hear this the sound? Okay. So I will play it one more time, please. All right. Go ahead.
I think my favorite music of my favorite genre would be rock and roll, especially the rock and roll of the 80s, 90s, some of the 70s. And you? How about you? You have a favorite genre?
Well, that sounds really fun. I think I like rock too, but newer, like from the 90s, 2000. That was awesome. I think my favorite band would be Coldplay. I know it's pretty popular, but they have some really good songs and they've been around for a long time. What would you say is your favorite band?
Well, Coldplay is really good. I really like them, but I prefer Guns N' Roses, Boston, Chicago. Well, I know that those are states and cities, but they actually are rock band names. So those are kind of my favorites.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I think the music before was pretty cool too. And I mean, today with all the technology we have and everything, you can listen to music pretty much everywhere. Do you have any streaming platform that's your favorite? Like Spotify, Apple? What do you use?
Well, actually, there's a platform that I really like. I've been using Spotify, but lately I discovered one that it's called Tidal. And that platform, what it does is that you get your music without losing quality. And that's something really cool when you have a good pair of headphones. And talking about technology, well, that's something cool to get your hands on.
Well, I don't think I've ever heard of that. I prefer Spotify. I think, you can just download the app, use it on your phone, your computer. It's pretty cool. And tell me, with all this technology and everything that has been going on in the last years, do you think that has helped music, like the musicians to make their music and producers? Or was music better, like in the 70s and 80s? What do you think about that?
Well, it's a really complicated question because I think all music deserves credit, but I really enjoy the old days music. Musicians were really challenged by its gear. It was analog gear, so it was really difficult to make good and high quality recordings. So I really think that it's more the appreciation that I have for all the effort they did back then. And I would say that I prefer the old ones.
Yeah, I see your point. Definitely. I mean, it was harder to record back then. Today, with all the technology and everything that, computers can do today, I think it's easier, right? Like, pretty much anyone can record their own music in their home. And that's amazing, don't you think?
Well, yeah, you're right. We have to give credit to them too, because nowadays you can have your own home studio and you can do everything by yourself, from recording, mixing, mastering. Well, but also you have to study a lot because now you're doing the work of a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, that still sounds like a lot of work, right?
Yes, it is. But I think it's worth it.
That's awesome. So tell me, I think you actually did record your own music a couple of months ago, right? By yourself?
Yes, and it was awesome. I recorded a whole album. It was an instrumental album. It was an orchestra and choir.
That's amazing. I mean, I can't believe, like what technology has done today. And if you think about also all the good things about the streaming platforms that there are, is that your music can be heard everywhere in the world. There can be somebody in China or France just listening to your album right now without you doing anything else. So platforms and technology has definitely helped, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Kezia, Salma, Hersel, do you got all the answer? Yes. Do you hand on all the answers? No, really? Is it difficult for you?
Agak susah.
Ah,
Lumayan.
okay, lumayan. Okay, let's try one more time, okay? One more time. Listen carefully and concentrate. Dibaca dulu pertanyaannya, mana yang belum difahami dulu, yang mana ke arah mana pertanyaannya baru cari. Cari kata kuncinya dulu dari setiap pertanyaan, okay? It will help you out. Right.
Julian, tell me, do you have any type of favorite music?
I think my favorite music of my favorite genre would be rock and roll, especially the rock and roll of the 80s, 90s, some of the 70s. And you? How about you? Do you have a favorite genre?
Well, that sounds really fun. I think I like rock too, but newer, like from the 90s, 2000. That was awesome. I think my favorite band would be Coldplay. I know it's pretty popular, but they have some really good songs and they've been around for a long time. What would you say is your favorite band?
Well, Coldplay is really good. I really like them, but I prefer Guns N' Roses, Boston, Chicago. Well, I know that those are states and cities, but they actually are rock band names. So those are kind of my favorites.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I think the music before was pretty cool too. And I mean, today with all the technology we have and everything, you can listen to music pretty much everywhere. Do you have any streaming platform that's your favorite? Like Spotify, Apple? What do you use?
Well, actually, there's a platform that I really like. I've been using Spotify, but lately I discovered one that it's called Tidal. And that platform, what it does is that you get your music without losing quality. And that's something really cool when you have a good pair of headphones. And talking about technology, well, that's something cool to get your hands on.
Well, I don't think I've ever heard of that. I prefer Spotify. I think, you can just download the app, use it on your phone, your computer. It's pretty cool. And tell me, with all this technology and everything that has been going on in the last years, do you think that has helped music, like the musicians to make their music and producers? Or was music better, like in the 70s and 80s? What do you think about that?
Well, it's a really complicated question because I think all music deserves credit, but I really enjoy the old days music. Musicians were really challenged by its gear. It was analog gear, so it was really difficult to make good and high quality recordings. So I really think that it's more the appreciation that I have for all the effort they did back then. And I would say that I prefer the old ones.
Yeah, I see your point. Definitely. I mean, it was harder to record back then. Today, with all the technology and everything that, computers can do today, I think it's easier, right? Like, pretty much anyone can record their own music in their home. And that's amazing, don't you think?
Well, yeah, you're right. We have to give credit to them too, because nowadays you can have your own home studio and you can do everything by yourself, from recording, mixing, mastering. Well, but also you have to study a lot because now you're doing the work of a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, that still sounds like a lot of work, right?
Yes, it is. But I think it's worth it.
That's awesome. So tell me, I think you actually did record your own music a couple of months ago, right? By yourself?
Yes, and it was awesome. I recorded a whole album. It was an instrumental album. It was an orchestra and choir.
That's amazing. I mean, I can't believe, like what technology has done today. And if you think about also all the good things about the streaming platforms that there are, is that your music can be heard everywhere in the world, There can be somebody in China or France just listening to your album right now without you doing anything else. So, platforms and technology has definitely helped, right?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Hopefully you've got all the answers. Salma, Giza, and hi, Riza. Welcome. All right. So everybody, do you got all the answers? Salma, okay, are you there? All right. Could you hear my voice? Oh, okay. So you were there. Now, it talks about the conversation taken between Julian and Andriana, right? They talk about music and music genre. Now, I've got 10 questions here for you to answer. Do you get all the answers, Salma? Yes? No? Okay,
Oh,
you got
udah,
8. What
cuman
is it?
nggak yakin.
Yes? What is it?
Udah dapat, cuman nggak yakin.
Oh, okay, it's fine. Okay, how about you?
Aku ada 2 nomor yang
Oh,
bingung.
bingung. Okay, it's fine. Hersel, you've got all the answers?
4 number.
Oh, only 4 numbers is fine. Reza, are you with us? If you're with us, you can open the file that I had already given to you last week. This file, you can find it on the group. We are just doing the listening activity, yeah? Okay, let's see question number 1. What can we infer about Julian music taste? For your information, infer mean simpulkan. So what we infer from Julian's music taste? The answer is Salma. Apa yang bisa kita simpulkan dari taste-nya, kesukaannya Julian?
Eh, Kayaknya B.
Very nice. He prefer music that reflects strong effort and musicianship. Very good. This is the answer. He say that I love Chicago, right? The oldest song because that's reflects strong effort on musicianship, he said. Okay, great. Number 2. Okay, could you help us? Why does Julian mention that Boston and Chicago are cities?
To clarify that he is referring to band names.
Yes.
Eh,
Iya, to clarify kan. Clarify itu apa sih? What is clarify? Menegaskan. To clarify, untuk menegaskan bahwa dia merujuk, referring itu merujuk ke band, nama band, bukan nama tempat. Karena because Boston and Chicago are the name of the cities in the United States of America ya. Alright, number 3. Herschel, do you got this one? What is the main difference between Spotify and Tidal according to Julia?
B.
Ah, Tidal provide higher sound quality? Yeah, good. Very good. Tadi Juliannya bilang Tidal provides higher sound quality katanya. Good job. Jawabannya betul. B. Number 4, let's go back to Salma. Salma, do you get the answer? Adriana seems surprised about Tida. What does this suggest?
Kayaknya yang B.
She does not usually explore new platform. Yeah, very good. Tadi bilang, oh gitu ya katanya. But I don't know about Tido. Yes, very good. She does not usually explore new platforms. Dia seringnya pakai yang biasa-biasa aja yang sering dipakai. Good. Okay, 5. Okay. How does Julian view music from the 70s and 80s?
Yang B.
It was more creative because musicians had better equipment. Are you sure with that? The technology, he said. The analog. You still remember? He said the analog.
Aku nggak dapat jawaban yang itu,
Ah,
Mas.
okay. Yeah, because of the analog katanya. It means that they got limited technology. So it requires more effort due to the limited technology. Nah, dari sini masih ingat dia langsung bilang, sekarang tuh enak ya. App-nya banyak, bisa bikin recording di rumah. Masih ingat Julian ada bilang gitu? Ya, itu karena zaman dulu, 70s and 80s, itu terlimit, ada limitnya teknologinya gitu ya, terbatas. Jadi mereka effortnya lebih besar. Jawabannya C. Nah, it's fine, but you doing good. Udah mencoba. Hersel, number 6. You got all the answers, Hersel? Look at what challenge do modern musicians face according to Julian?
C.
Very good. Learning multiple skills such as recording and mastering. Very nice. Tadi dibilang ya, kan dulu mah gini katanya ya, limited karena analog. Tapi sekarang banyak platform. Nah, yang jadi masalah adalah orangnya harus belajar multiple skills kayak recording and mastering. Very good, Hersel. Good job. Let's go back to Salma. What is Andrian's general attitude toward modern technology in music? Bagaimana sikapnya dari Adriana terhadap modern music? Salma.
Yang B.
She think it makes
Yang
music. Oh yeah, very good. Good job. Good job. Betul. She thinks it make music production more accessible. Terus dari sini masih ingat Julian katanya kamu bikin itu ya, bikin recording di rumah sendiri gitu kan ya? Tadi ada. Okay, number 8. K. What can we conclude? Apa yang bisa kita simpulkan? Nah, ini minta kesimpulan juga. About Julian experience in music production.
Yang B.
B. He recently experimented with recording independently. Yes, very good. He doing recording at home, right? He recorded an instrument, he said. They're just like choir, right? Good job. Let's go to Hersel. Hersel, how do streaming platforms benefit musician according to Adriana?
C.
They allow global access? Very nice. How could you guess it? How could you answer it? Yes, the answer is they allow global access to their music. Nice. And the last but not the least, Salma. Overall, what is the main theme of the conversation? Main theme artinya kalau di sekolah biasanya dibilangnya main idea or topic. What is the topic of the conversation? What is the theme? What is the main idea, Salma?
The comparison between old and modern
Ah,
music.
very nice. Good job. Great. Kayaknya ini juga terlalu mudah buat kalian ya. Is this way too easy for you? Salma, Kay, Ersel? No? Really? In a scale 1 up to 10, Salma. In which level difficulties he's listening right now? In the scale 1 up to 10.
7,5.
7.5. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay.
8.
8. Okay. Hersel?
9,5.
9.5. Is it difficult for you? Okay, it's fine. Reza, are you there?
8, Mister.
8. Okay. So 8. Okay. But katanya susah, tapi jawabannya benar semua ini. Gimana dong? But you're doing good job. And for your information, Mister kasih bocoran ya. I've got this listening from TOEFL IBT. TOEFL IBT itu biasanya TOEFL yang dipakai buat masuk ke perguruan tinggi. Kalau kalian mau masuk ke ITB, ke UI, atau ke UGM, pakainya TOEFL IBT. Tapi kalian bisa. Good job. Good job. Udah kebayang ya susahnya kalau masuk perguruan tinggi jalur mandiri nih. Ke ITB atau ke UGM atau ke UI, listeningnya minimal di segini. Oke, kita latih terus nanti biar lebih naik. Good job. Thank you very much. Oke, Mister bakal keep dulu listeningnya di level segini dulu ya. On this level. Untuk membiasakan dulu kalian memahami kecepatan berbicara orangnya dan juga menangkap makna. Nanti kalau udah mulai terbiasa, Mister naikin lagi ke level B1 plus atau ke B2 yang lebih mendekati ke listening sehari-hari. Oke? Alright, thank you. Alright, itu we are going to the next activity. Alright, I have a playground activity. Kita coba cek lagi deh yang kemarin kita pelajari tentang collocation. Okay, could you go to the playground? I'm going to play the playground for you. Please join the playground. Okay, the mastering collocation. So, where is it? Student-based. Okay, we are going to have classic. All right. All right, go ahead. Join the quiz by using this code. Okay, Harsel, we are waiting for you. Are you already joined? Is there any difficulties? You can go to the playground. Okay, are you finished, everyone? Okay, are you finished? No, not yet. Okay. 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 Are you done with all the question? Aren't you? Okay. Hersal as well? Salma and Reza, are you finished with the question? No, not yet. Okay. Oh, good job, Reza. Oh, wait. I've got. Okay. All right. Everybody, done? Okay, so everybody done with the question. Is it difficult for you to answer the question? Okay. Is it difficult?
Agak susah.
Okay, let's see. Okay, the first Salma, congratulations, Kezia and Reza. All right. Now, is it difficult for you guys? Okay, sorry. Is it difficult?
Agak susah.
Agak susah. Okay. Salma,
Lumayan susah.
lumayan susah. Reza,
Lumayan, Mister.
lumayan ya. And Hersel?
Lumayan.
Okay, kita review. Look at this. Ini harusnya jawabannya does. Lina always does karena her homework ya dilakukan. This one Imagine Dia Nisa Wawan are planning. Jawaban yang betul harusnya make a decision, gitu ya. Untuk yang ini, Susie just celebrate, ada kata receive. When she receive, itu give ya. Give itu bukan make, bukan do gift, tapi get a gift. Mendapatkan. Oke, good. Kalau ini collocationnya apa? Take a break. Very good. Terus kalau ini, Faisal Eko Rani were chatting about their evening. Which sentence show what they correctly did with their homework last night? Did my homework atau do my homework. Gitu ya, very good. Do atau did my homework. Have a chat. What does it mean? To start conversation. Jadi, let's have a chat gitu. Kalau ada have a chat, artinya let's start the conversation. Ngajakin ngobrol. Jadi kalau mau ngajakin ngobrol ke orang, kalian lebih enaknya bilangnya let's have a chat, gitu ya. How about this? Progress itu make progress, very good, semuanya betul. And this one, take responsibility, bagus. Responsibility must be taken, not make, not do, not get, but take. A phone call itu make a phone call, very good, bukan take a phone call. Karena di sini kan Dewi is in hurry and needs to contact her friends. Perlu menghubungi. Kalau misalkan mau menelpon, bukan bilangnya do a phone call atau take a phone call, tapi make a phone call. Karena dia yang inisiasi untuk menelpon. This one, I need to take a shower. Kalau mandi, itu take a shower, bukan make a shower, okay? Very good. This one, an exam, meaning to practice an exam. Artinya take an exam. Jadi kalau ujian, I will going to take an exam gitu ya. Saya mau ulangan nih. Artinya take an exam. Collocation. Atau mistake. Mistake itu make. Very good. Make mistake. And which question is it? Imagine get promotion. Jadi kalau ada promotion itu pakainya get. Bukan do, bukan make atau have. Tapi get a promotion. And question number 14, ada lunch together, itu have lunch together. Karena mengajak. Let's have. And the last one, ada promise. Promise itu make a promise. Bukan take a promise ya. Bukan do promise, bukan get promise. Tapi make a promise. 16, a chance. Chance itu take a chance. Ambil kesempatan, bukan make. Ya. Kalau suggestion itu make suggestion. Could you make a suggestion for me? Gitu ya. Uh, ini take a look, very good. Take a look. Coba lihat ini, gitu ya. Good time, have a good time, very good. And I think this is the last. Dishes, do the dishes. Is it correct definition? To wash, very good. Alright, good job. Tapi setidaknya kalian udah tahu banyak yang betul juga. What makes it difficult? Okay. Apa sih yang bikin susah, Kay?
Nyocokinnya.
Nyocokinnya ya. Oke, itu kemarin kita punya 3 ya. I give you 3 example of collocation yang umum biasa dipakai. Dan ini, today I'm going to give you another 2 common collocation. Ada 2 lagi nih collocation yang sering dipakai sehari-hari. Yaitu, is it collocation, make, and do. Jadi menggunakan make sama do. Kapan sih kita pakai make, kapan kita pakai do? Let's start. Let's start from make. Make, we usually use make when there is an end product. Jadi kalau make itu biasa diikuti sama ada produknya nih, ada hasilnya. Contoh, make a mess. Berantakan tuh. Make an appointment. Make dinner. Make a cup of tea. Gitu ya. Jadi ada produknya di belakangnya. A mass, appointment, a dinner gitu ya, a cup of tea. Jadi kalau make itu mohon diingat biasanya dia diikuti dengan produk dari actionnya gitu ya. Alright, there are so many words that we can form using make. Contoh kayak gini, ini yang paling sering tiap hari dipakai. You can use make with decision, so when you omit the word decision, just use make. Or mistakes, promise, suggestion, progress gitu ya. Appointment, complain. Saya mau complain. I make a complaint right now. Bukan do a complaint ya, tapi make a complaint. Mau protes, pakainya make, bukan do. Money, saya mau cari uang. Pakainya make money. Make a call, mau nelfon make a call. Make a choice, make a difference, makes an excuse. Saya mau cari alasan deh, make an excuse. Mau cari teman, make a friend. Make a list, make a wish gitu ya. Do your wish, misalkan happy birthday, please do a wish, not do wish, but make a wish. Make a time, make a decision. Make itu banyak dan yang paling sering digunakan umum. Gitu ya. Selain yang ini ada lagi. For example, just like this. Kalau mau pakai make, boleh juga make a deal, make a peace. Pokoknya patternnya kalau ada make pasti diikuti sama produknya. Ada promise gitu ya, ada difference, trouble, impact. Dan kalau kalian sadari, setelah make ada ya, artikel. Biasanya diikuti sama noun atau kata benda. Make the bed gitu ya. Itu make a bed itu apa? Okay, do you know what the meaning of make the bed? You just wake up. Okay, for example, in the morning you just wake up and your mom said, okay, wake up and make the bed. What does it mean?
Bangun.
And make a bed, make the bednya, artinya rapikan kasurnya. So, kalau kamu bilang make the bed, artinya rapikan. Gitu ya. Make up your man. Jadi, make itu boleh pakai kata-kata yang ini. Dan ingat, kata-kata yang mengikuti make itu pasti hasilnya. Dan biasanya noun, kata benda. Gitu ya. Alright, that's make. Make itu yang paling sering. The second one, the second collocation which is usual be used in daily activity, daily conversation is collocation start with do. Do the washing up, do gitu ya. Biasanya diikuti sama actionnya. Itu actionnya ngapain ya? Washing, oke. Washing up, do washing up gitu ya. Kita lihat apa aja sih biasanya kalau do just like this. This is some example. Do homework, do the dishes, do the laundry, do your best, do a favor gitu ya. Do good, do harm, do your nails. Kalau do your nails, Salma, could you guess what should you do if I say, Salma, do your nails? Could you guess it?
Potong buku.
Yeah, very good. Potong kukumu ya. Biar lebih kerennya, just do your nails gitu ya. Good. Atau do exercise. Ayo olahraga. Hersel, do exercise. Ayo olahraga. Do a job. Do housework. Cik atu beberes, kata mama tuh ya. In English we call it do housework, Keiza. Gitu ya. Do research. Jadi do itu biasanya diikuti sama actionnya. Nah, harus ngapain? Nah, contoh lainnya ada juga this, do badly, do the ironing gitu ya. Do a presentation. Actionnya ngapain ya presentation? Do nothing. Do something, do yoga, boleh juga diikuti sama jenis olahraga, do aerobics, do basket, gitu ya. Nah, ini jenis-jenisnya. Mohon diingat, do itu diikuti oleh actionnya. Tapi kalau make, dia diikuti sama resultnya. Gitu ya. Alright. Kita practice coba. Look at this. Okay. Laundry. Do laundry, right? Or correct or incorrect?
Correct.
Very good. A wish, Salma. Make a wish. Is it correct or incorrect?
Correct.
Very good. Sandwich. Reza, make a sandwich. Is it correct or incorrect? Reza, are you there?
Kayaknya correct, Mister.
Oh, very good. Hersel, friends. Make friends. Correct or incorrect?
Non-correct.
Incorrect?
Incorrect.
No. Very good. Exercise, Salma.
Correct.
Very good. Okay. Mistake. Make a mistake.
Correct.
Very good. Reza, a cup of tea. Make a cup of tea or do a cup of tea. How about this? Correct or incorrect? Yes, Reza?
Correct, Mister.
Oh, very good.
Incorrect.
Oh, incorrect.
Beneran.
Tapi jawabannya
Correct,
kedua.
correct, Mister.
Okay, a plan. Let's go back to Hersel. Plan. Do atau make ya. Is it make a plan? Is it correct or incorrect? Correct or incorrect?
Correct.
Okay, make a plan. Very good. Salma, well. Be careful. Well. Is it do well or
Correct.
very good? How about this? Okay, money. Be careful. Money. Still remember? Is it make money?
Correct.
Oh, very good. Make money. Phone call. Reza. Remember, phone call. Make a phone call or do a phone call. Be careful. Is it correct or incorrect? Make a phone call. Reza. Yes?
Correct, Mister.
Correct. All right. Good job. Hersel. Nothing. Be careful. Make nothing or do nothing. So, do nothing. Is it correct or incorrect?
Correct.
Very good. Your best, Salma. Your best. Do your best. Is it correct or incorrect?
Correct.
Very nice. Okay, decision. Be careful. Decision. Make a decision.
Decision.
Is it
Correct.
correct? Very good. Noise, Reza. Noise. Make a noise. Yes, Reza. Is it correct or incorrect?
Correct, Mister.
Very good. And the last one, a list, Hersel. Be careful. Do a list or make a list.
Correct.
Very good. Ah, nice. Kalau friends, tadi yang salah. Harusnya correct or incorrect? This one. Salma.
Correct.
Correct. Harusnya correct. Good. Udah kebayang ya? Yang mana menggunakan do, yang mana menggunakan make. So, cobalah kalau dalam conversation sehari-hari, collocation-nya mulai dipakai. Untuk apa? Masih ingat kemarin? Collocation itu bukan masalah benar dan salah, tapi berdasarkan pantas dan kurang pantas dalam conversation, gitu ya. Nah, kalau kalian sering menggunakan collocation, itu akan lebih baik untuk kemampuan bahasa Inggrismu ketika bicara, karena lebih mendekati ke native. Native banyakkan menggunakan collocation. So, use collocation, okay? Make, do, itu yang paling umum. Okay, good job. This is our last material, compound adjective. Before I jumped into the material, I would like to ask Keiza. Okay, what is compound? You still remember? No? Okay, it's fine. Salma, do you know what compound means?
Kayaknya menggabungkan.
Very good. To join something together. That's compound means. So compound adjectives means to connect two adjective together. Jadi sekarang kita coba belajar compound adjective atau penggabungan dua buah adjective. Nah, buat apa, Sir, penggunaan ini? Alright, kita coba cek ya. Compound adjective itu sering muncul. Dan ini biasanya paling sering salah penulisan. Misal kasih highlight, kenapa? Karena sering salah penulisan. Kita lihat ya. Compound adjective is a descriptive phrase made by combining two or more words to describe a single noun more precisely. Jadi fungsinya compound adjective itu sebetulnya sama, aturannya sama kayak bikin noun phrase. Kita mau memodifikasi noun menjadi agak lebih panjang dan lebih spesifik. Contoh, Salma punya sepatu. Kalau kita cuma bilang Salma punya sepatu, ya udah biasa aja gitu kan ya. Tapi kita pengen meng-highlight sepatunya Salma. Oke, kita pakai compound adjective deh. Combining two misalkan ya. Atau nambahin adjektif. Satu adjektif aja dulu. Salma has a red shoes. Gitu ya. Itu kalau kita pakai satu adjektif aja, itu bendanya jadi lebih spesifik. Atau precisely. Lebih tepatnya. Nah, sekarang kalau menggunakan compound adjective, dia akan more precisely. Akan lebih spesifik lagi. Nah, kayak gimana sih compound adjective, sir? So, let's see the example, okay? Compound adjective is just like this. Kita ke reasoningnya dulu. Kenapa sih kita harus pakai compound adjective? First, to provide more specific detail. Jadi untuk kasih informasi detail terkait bendanya tuh seperti apa sih tanpa harus buat satu kalimat. Kalau kalimat kan terlalu panjang ya. Tapi kita pengen ngasih tahu detailnya tapi hanya untuk satu kata itu tanpa buat kalimat. Kita pakainya compound adjective. To allow you to convey exactly what you mean. Untuk menekankan apa sih maksud kamu sebenarnya. Gitu ya. To create more vivid and engaging description. Vivid itu menarik. Gitu ya. Engaging itu lebih menarik juga. Berwarna dan engaging. To elevate your writing style. Elevate itu menambah apa namanya? Menambah cita rasa kalau menulis itu. To help prevent confusion. Jadi untuk menghilangkan kepusingan. And the last one, to make your writing more efficient. Tadi bisa bilang ya, daripada kamu buat satu kalimat lagi yang baru, udah aja jelasinnya pakai compound adjective. Jadi writingnya lebih efisien. Oke, kita lihat reasoning yang kedua. Contohnya jadi gimana kalau compound adjective? Ah, compound adjective itu banyak contohnya. There are so many example. Dan tolong diingat, ketika menggunakan compound adjective, biasanya antara adjective yang satu dengan adjective yang dua, itu kita pakai hyphen. Hyphen itu tanda dash gini untuk menggabungkannya. Contoh, kita punya kata 10, 10, angka itu adjective ya. Ada kata minute, 10 minute. Itu pakai hyphen. Kalau compound adjective. 50 page, 50 halaman. Mouth watering, sugar free, well established, left-handed, old fashioned, wind blow, gitu ya. Easy going, brightly color. Nah, itu pakainya hyphen kalau kita pakainya compound adjective. Oke, sampai situ dulu ya. Ciri pertama dia pakai hyphen di antara keduanya. Tapi tolong hati-hati. Yang pakai hyphen ini kapan? Kita lihat. Ini ada website. Websitenya kata benda. Kalau yang dinamakan compound adjective itu munculnya sebelum kata bendanya. Sama kayak kita bikin noun phrase ya. Nambahin sebelum itu. Nah, kalau bikin noun phrase kemudian pakai compound adjective boleh pakai hyphen dan wajib pakai hyphen. Tapi kalau well design-nya muncul setelah subjeknya dipisah dengan verb, jadi dia sebagai objek itu nggak perlu pakai hyphen. The website is well designed. Well designed website, gitu ya. Itu bedanya. Jadi kalau munculnya setelah verb dia sebagai objek, dia nggak perlu pakai hyphen. Dan itu yang ini bukan compound adjective. Compound adjective itu selalu muncul sebelum kata bendanya. Karena memodify noun. Nantinya nounnya akan jadi noun phrase. Satu bagian. Paham ya? Jadi kalau munculnya sebelum noun, itu namanya compound adjective dan wajib pakai hyphen. Tapi kalau munculnya setelah verb, itu dia sebagai objek atau sebagai keterangan, komplement, dia tidak pakai hyphen. Dan itu bukan compound adjective. Oke, sampai sini ada yang mau ditanyakan? No? Oke, kalau tidak, kita lanjut dulu. Oke, what's the pattern? Ada juga patternnya atau polanya. Biasanya menggunakan ada yang ing. Contoh namanya present participle. Ada adjective yang diikuti dengan present participle. Contohnya hard working, easy going, fast moving, good looking, long lasting. Itu yang adjektifnya ditambah adjektif yang lainnya dalam bentuk present participle atau verb ing. Atau adverb, ada well function, gitu ya. Well, good, kayak tadi nih. Well, nice, gitu ya. Well tambah function. Functioning, gitu. Ada juga yang noun ditambah present participle. Record breaking, mouth watering, time saving. Patternnya boleh kayak gitu. Itu yang pertama. Jadi dia ditambahkan dengan present participle atau verb in. Oke. Next. Ini ada juga yang berakhiran ed atau past participle. Contohnya old fashioned. Old fashioned boy. Old fashioned style, gitu ya. Short lived. Green eyed. Blondie hair woman. Green eye man, gitu ya. Itu ketika adjektifnya ditambah dengan past participle atau berakhiran ed. Ada juga highly respected. Reza is a famous person. So, he is highly respected person. Highly respected person. Or Reza is well-known artist. Well-known artist. Well-designed. The room, well-designed room is very good looking. Ada juga yang noun ditambah past participle, middle age. Sering ya ketemu kata middle age. Watercolored, sun-dried. Sering. Itu namanya compound adjective. Dan mohon diingat, kalau compound adjective, dia harus pakai hyphen. Itu ya. Atau tanda dash. Wajib pakai itu. Alright, this one yang masih menggunakan ed, ada juga adjective. Ini mah yang tadi ya, sorry. Nah, ada juga yang dia gabungan antara number ditambah dengan noun. Contohnya 50 page, 3 hour, 5 minute, gitu ya. 5-minute movie. Gitu. Nah, kalau ini kan movie sebagai kata bendanya ya. Kalau dia munculnya sebelum movie-nya, 5-minute movie, berarti dia sebagai compound adjective wajib pakai hyphen. Tapi kalau movie is 5 minute. Nah, kalau misalkan ditulisnya di belakang, dia nggak perlu pakai hyphen. Karena ini bukan compound adjective. Jadi setiap compound adjective itu pasti muncul sebelum kata bendanya. Contoh lagi, noun tambah adjective. World famous, smoke free, ice cold, gluten free, sugar free, gitu ya. Sering ketemu kan? Nah, itu juga sama, compound adjective dan wajib menggunakan hyphen. Alright, sampai sini, is there any question? Salma? No? Okay. No, Reza? Do you have any question regarding this? No, Harsel? No, okay. Let me continue with this. How to use compound adjective? Gini ya, jadi gini caranya pakai compound adjective. Just like other adjective, compound adjective is used to describe noun. Jadi untuk menerangkan bendanya agar lebih spesifik. Kalau misalkan ini Mister tutup dulu nih, 30 page-nya Mister tutup. I read a book. Kalian pasti bingung ya. Oke, buku yang mana? Tapi Mister pengen bikin kalian tuh paham buku yang mana sih yang Mister baca itu. Nah, Mister pakai tambahkan compound adjective sebelum booknya, sebelum kata bendanya. Hey, Kay, I read a 30-page book. Sekarang Kay dapat informasi lebih spesifik ya, buku yang mana yang sedang Mister baca. Nah, itu fungsinya compound adjective. Dan ketika Mister masukkan compound adjective, objeknya yang tadinya cuma a book, dia jadi berubah menjadi noun phrase. Lebih panjang. A 30-page book. Atau yang ini. His essay received an A. Misalkan ya. Kenapa dia bisa dapat A? Misalkan gitu ya. Oke, nanya sama-sama. Sama. Kok Reza bisa dapat A ya? Esainya. Oh iya. Karena esainya dibuat dengan baik. Misalkan ya. Daripada buat kalimat lagi, sama tinggal bilang aja. Ya, oke. His well-written essay receive an A. Itu loh. Karena Reza bikin esainya well-written, makanya dia dapat A. Jadi daripada menjelaskan lagi kenapa bikin kalimat lagi, jelasin tentang esainya, udah aja kalimat yang sama kita tambahkan compound adjective. Sehingga maknanya lebih spesifik. His well-written. Oh, esai yang dia buat dengan baik itu loh yang dapat nilai A itu. Gitu ya. Jadi fungsinya compound adjective itu untuk menerangkan bendanya dan membuat informasinya lebih precise atau lebih specific. Oke, sampai sini ada yang mau ditanyakan? Salma? No? Reza? Hersel? And Kay? No, nggak ada ya? Oke, kita lanjut. And if I'm mistaken, ini slide terakhir, Mister. Kita coba practice. Mister coba kasih practice dulu sendiri ya. Mister share di grup chat. Itu linknya. Coba kalian kerjakan dulu in 3 minutes. Mister punya 8 question. Kira-kira ini jawabannya apa ya? Kalian tinggal klik aja mana jawabannya yang cocok untuk a car. Oke, silakan dicoba dulu. Try it by yourself. In 2 minutes ya. 2 minutes only. Okay, are you finished answering it? Salma, Kay, Reza, and Hersel? Since the time is running out, let's discuss it together ya. Oke, kita bahas bareng aja. Kay, are you there? Reza and also Salma and Hersel ya. Let's discuss it together. Salma, number one, have you ever bought a what do you think?
And
A
a second hand.
a second-hand car? Okay, let's try. Hersel, number two, when you were young, did you ever wear what do you think, Hersel? Yes? Homemade clothes. Okay, it's fine. Thank you very much. And next, Reza, would you rather read 500-page novel or watch a yes, Reza?
Kayaknya yang paling atas, Mister.
500-page film. Are you sure?
Sure.
5-page films. Okay. Let's go back to... Okay. You haven't got this one, right? When was the last time you thought something was in a shop? Yes, Kay? Kay, are you there?
Bentar, Mister.
Okay. Something was
Overpriced.
overpriced in a shop. Okay. Salma, who is the most blah 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 musician in your country?
Well known.
Well known. Okay. Let's go back to Reza. Do you prefer a very strict or a very blah 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 teacher? Strict and blah 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 teacher. Reza.
Easy going, Mister.
Easy going. All right. Number 7, Hersel. Have you ever stayed in the blah 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 hotel? Where and when? Which one? Hotel.
Five star.
5 star. Okay. And the last one. Okay. Can you name 5 blah 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 countries? Yes, Kay?
Well known.
Well-known countries? All right. All right. Well-known sudah dipakai di sini well-known. Are you sure with the well-known? Yes, Kay?
English speaking.
English speaking, let's try it. Oke, coba kita cek ya. Second hand car, homemade clothes, rather 500-page novel, or watch a 500-page films, and many things of a price. Let's check it. Very good. Everything correct. Nice. Alright. Sekarang kalian bisa paham ya penggunaan compound adjective. Dan mohon diingat tadi compound adjective itu biasanya muncul sebelum kata bendanya. Jadi kalau ada kata bendanya, di belakangnya itu compound adjective dan wajib menggunakan hyphen. Tapi kalau muncul setelah kata bendanya, hyphennya hilang. Tapi fungsinya bukan sebagai compound adjective. Dan compound adjective fungsinya untuk menerangkan bendanya jadi lebih spesifik. Dan informasinya pun menjadi lebih precise atau jelas. Oke, sampai sini. Is there any question before I close the session? Okay. No? Okay, Harsel, is there any question? No? Okay, Salma and Reza, is there any question? Okay, if there is no question, I think I'm going to end the meeting. Thank you very much for your coming and see you on the next meeting, okay? Good night and don't forget to take a sahur. I use collocation. Take a sahur, okay? Thank you very much. See you and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Mister.
Mister.
Okay,
Thank you, Mister.
welcome.